We want you on your best behavior. I decided to take the girls on a field trip to Trans Ova Genetics. Does this look like a laboratory? Well, not necessarily. This is a satellite location. So that way it saves me about a 2-hour drive. Have somebody you need to meet. Sydney, embryologist with Trans Ova Genetics. So you guys have seen me bank bulls, but I think one of the most underrated things is banking embryos, and that's what you guys kind of specialize in.
Yes, we do. It's a very valuable tool, and it helps improve the genetic progress of your herd. Miles.
Ready to do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Peter, how long you been doing this for?
Around 12 and a half years.
12 and a half years.
Yes, sir.
Right now he's going to palpate through the rectum to find the ovaries. So then when he finds the ovaries, he'll kind of hold them in his hand. And then on the ultrasound, you'll see there's needle into the follicle.
You guys look familiar.
She all done?
Yes.
This room is all business.
So there's some debris and stuff in here, just tissue, because we are going through the vaginal wall when we are aspirating. And then there should be some oocytes hiding in here.
Does one ovocyte mean one egg?
Yes. So oocyte is the more scientific term, I guess, for egg. These are some really expanded oocytes, so they're just older. These ones that are really dark and fluffy, those are really nice ones. Those are exactly what we're looking for.
After they're done under the microscope, what's the next step?
So they go into little tubes in this incubator. It'll go back to the lab. They'll grow up for 24 hours, and then tomorrow morning we will pull them out, combine them with the semen after that is processed and looked at, and then they go into a big incubator to grow up for 7 days. And then we can freeze them or send them to you fresh, and they get put into recipient cows after that.
Have you ever had a cow that you wish that you had 10 heifers out of her? Well, these guys can help.
Yes, with embryos, we can make those 10 heifers out of that cow, sometimes in one go, in one collection. But by producing embryos, you can get more calves per year out of that best cow.
The thing that's so appealing to us about it is the fact that Belle is 10 years old. So every year is a gamble, especially in the hard winters that we experience. Now, we're going to get her in the bank.
Yes. Next Wednesday, so in 8 days from today.
Next Wednesday, we'll know exactly what we're working with. Please remember to tip your tour guide. The trip is over and everybody's back home. But why these 2 cows? If you haven't met Belle already, it's my wife's high-dollar cow that I had to buy. Just ask her. When we drafted Belle onto the team, she was already pregnant. But she is a mother to one of the best bulls in the South Devon breed that I actually have a few daughters of. So that means that Belle is actually the grandma to some of the cows I have in the herd. The tricky thing about Belle, even though she's a fan favorite, she's old. She's 10 years old, and in the cattle industry, most refer to that as what's called broken mouth. If you look at her for a broken mouth cow, she's very well put together, and ideally something that we'd really like to have in our herd. In other words, we want her to be part of the building blocks of this new foundational cow herd that we're in the middle of building ourselves. Isn't that right, Milk Mustache? I'm talking about your mom. The hard part is when you're building cow herds off of older cows, it's really tricky to make sure that you get a lot of calves out of them. Until I did some research, and that's how I found Trans Ova. You'll find that seed stock cow herds have certain cow families. This one, she's out of Dar's famous Claire cows, and that's why she keeps the same name. The truth of the matter, though, she has excellent calves. We have 2 daughters out of her that are really good. We're really liking what we see with her. Like this one. Clifford's her dad, Claire's her mom, and she is just what we're looking for. She's getting bred as a heifer for this fall. By the way, her name is Bingo. Don't hold it against me. My kid names his own cows. Thing about it, I wasn't even going to take Claire to Trans Ova. But after she suffered a rectal prolapse 3 weeks ago, I knew that there's a very good chance that we might have to part ways with her. According to my vet, strike 1, she's okay. Strike 2, you're out. Favorite part about this process is we are literally locking in their genetics into our cow herd for the very foreseeable future, long after they're gone. And that makes me very, very excited. To some, this process may seem like there's a lot of legwork behind it, and there is. But in a world where we are realistically seeing $5,000 bred heifers, this is a very economical option. And instead of waiting 10 years to play all of these cows out, we can expedite the process and put better calves on the ground for years to come. Isn't that right, Claire? You're gonna be a mother to many, you just don't even know it yet. A huge thank you to Trans Ova Genetics for opening doors that I didn't even know were there. But I don't know what I'm gonna call this series yet, so drop your comments down below with suggestions, will ya? I gotta take this to the post office. See you later.